So how do we improve judo in this country? It's something that, well, I think everybody would like to be able to solve. And I want to talk about it from a slightly different point of view, and something that I really think is important. And I think we need to change our culture around this and change what we think is possible with judo. And for me, it's about getting as many full-time clubs as possible, as many as we can. All right. I've never believed in the fact of like reducing things down. Like, so for example, like one elite centre for me isn't optimum. There should be 10 elite centres in the country, but we should also have clubs that are able to operate all week. So for classes from Monday through to Sunday. That's what we need, okay? Offering classes all through the evenings and getting those classes filled. We always talk about how good Japan are at judo, how many champions they've got, how they've got such a big stock of players to be able to work from, but you always neglect the fact that actually they just get loads of people doing judo. They've got an infrastructure that is set up around participation, about getting as many people doing judo as possible. They've got schools, universities, they've got national... It's massive, okay? For the millions that are doing judo, there's going to be plenty of people in Japan that are not that good at judo as well, okay? So on a purely numbers point of view, if we can get clubs operating like full-time schedules, these clubs having 1,000 members, you know, and when I say 1,000 members, I don't think that's unachievable. I think that's really achievable. And I know it's not going to be for every club in every area, but I think that we need to really focus in on getting more people involved. You know, the amount of times I see, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is really popular now, MMA is really popular now. Judo for me is such a better product, a better sport, a better martial art, something that's much, much more relevant to children and their development than anything else. And I don't see why we can't have more people doing judo if we set it up correctly, if we have classes on at the right time, making sure that, you know, 8-year-olds are on at sort of 4 o'clock in the afternoon straight after school. We've got that progression through the levels. If you've got 1,000 people in your club, you don't need to worry about going to other clubs to boost your training, okay? I see so many clubs trying to come together to create some numbers, to create some randori and stuff. If you've got 1,000 members, you've got enough people to do your own randori. You don't need to travel. People who want judo leagues in this country, we need to invest more time and energy in helping clubs set up full-time or teaching classes all week. We need to do that. If we've got 10, 15, 20 clubs, all with 1,000 students, think how many leagues you could run off of that. How for the people that want to set up a club that as a recreational thing, so maybe they work in the day and then they want to go and teach in the evening, how empowering is that if you've got that and you can then feed into these clubs that are able to put in structure? You know, coaching should be a career choice. Coaching should, you know how I feel about this. If you've got clubs with 1,000 members, you can pay coaches to teach. You can have an infrastructure. You still allow people to be involved on a voluntary basis if that's what they want. You can still reinvest any money earned from it into your trips, your competitions. But like we forget that actually judo's like such a big, there's so many skills to judo that you can learn, and the competition element is such a small percentage of that. So if we're looking at, say, for a club like ours, 10% of our membership are in our competition team, there's 90% of people that are doing judo for other reasons. What are those other reasons? And how many clubs are just set up for those 10%? So how many people are we missing? So being able to offer judo as a broad spectrum of development, learning, I think is really, really important. And if we're going to make that step up, if we're going to produce better competition players, we need more people on the mat, okay? Purely from numbers, it's the same as in football. Football clubs have millions of people practicing football every day. They've got the selection. We're actually really fortunate in judo because we have a lot of coaches that have gone through a lot of education to get there. When I take my kids to rugby, they're just parents helping out on the mat, run the drills and stuff. We've got from the beginning age, we've got lots of coaches that are really knowledgeable, and we need to tap into that. We need to get more people down. Now, the actual process and what's taught, that can be debated. That's another issue. But I think we need to, as a sport, really focus on filling our dojos, filling our club. The membership is down. We need to all work together to fill dojos and help create opportunities for people who want to coach full time. And I think if you're listening to this and you're thinking that this is a go at non-professional clubs or anything like that, it really isn't. This is where I see judo having to move forwards, okay? Other martial arts clubs were growing during the pandemic, okay? They were growing online. They're the people that should be on your judo mats. If you've got a martial arts club down 5 minutes down the road from you, they're the kids that should be doing judo because they're going to benefit from judo. So I guess for me, I want to finish with really think about how do we get more people on the mats? How can we professionalise judo a lot more? How can British Judo actually support you in doing that? How can they give you the skills and the tips and the tools to be able to do that? Okay. As always, feel free to send me a message. I've definitely got loads of people now sending me messages about certain things. More than happy to speak to people. But I think this should be something that's within coach education. How do you build your club? How do you make your club profitable? How do you run Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? How do you bring more coaches involved? Okay, this is a big area that will change judo. This is where we need to move to. This is where we need to move the conversation around. So with all the videos, if you like them, if you think they're relevant, please share them, please comment. And I'll speak to you all soon.